The first half is coming to an end, but summer is kicking into gear, and the Fresno Grizzlies are gearing up for the second half. They can't wait to have you out here at Chukchansi Park. Hey, California, welcome to Chukchansi Park, and welcome to In the Den, your inside look at the Fresno Grizzlies. I'm Tim Slack, and the Grizzlies on the road this week, just down the 99 at Valley Strong Ballpark in Visalia, playing for the Highway 99 Rivalry Series trophy, and Visalia making up some ground after Fresno had won 6 of the first 9 games in 2 meetings between these teams. But Visalia getting into the series, and Fresno wrapping up the first half, coming in second place in the North Division. So sights will be set on the second half, as the Grizzlies will still have a chance to make the postseason. We just won't know the dates until we get a little bit closer. Fresno, a terrific first half, a terrific start to the year. And as we hit June, the Grizzlies have battled some injuries, have worked with some promotions, and still this team is exciting as ever, including the 2 walk-offs the last time we were here at Chukchansi Park. Of course, we can't wait to be back, and we will be against the Inland Empire 66ers beginning tomorrow night. We'll be here at Chukchansi Park, a 6:50 start, as the Grizzlies open up the series against the Seattle Mariners affiliate. And we can't wait to have you out, as there's a whole bunch of stuff in store. Today on In the Den, we're going to talk about some of those things, including Fresno Tigers Tribute Night, as well as we'll take a look back at the week that was in Visalia with some highlights, spotlight a couple of players, and look forward to what we have in this homestand. We're closing in as well on 4th of July. The Grizzlies will have just one road trip to Lake Elsinore next week, and then they'll be back at home to host the Ontario Tower Buzzers, and that will be a big week as well as we get ready for America's 250th birthday celebration. But before we do all that, let's get to know one of our Grizzlies, Kyle Fossum, an undrafted free agent out of Youngstown State from the state of Washington, where he started his collegiate career and started with the Rockies this February when he signed as an undrafted free agent. All right, welcome back to In the Den, and we're talking with Grizzlies DH and outfielder Kyle Fossum. Kyle, from Bellevue, Washington, first of all, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Pleasure.
It's good to get a chance to chat with you a little bit. You have a pretty cool journey in terms of getting to pro ball. But back up, being from Bellevue, Washington, just what were your baseball aspirations, and when did you start thinking, hey, I can do this?
Yeah, I mean, I guess from the start, my doctor immediately told me, like, I was a baseball player before I was even born, with my dad. And I guess just growing up, my mom said I hit my first wiffle ball across the living room when I was about 18 months old. So kind of like the family was celebrating, we got a baseball player, and ever since then it's been my dream to be a baseball player. I remember going back and reading things that I wrote down in preschool, like about me wanting to be a Yankee, wanting to be like Jeter, and I wore number 2 growing up, and I guess baseball I was always baseball. Baseball was always a part of my life,
Yeah, and that becomes so special. So talk about maybe the first dream out of high school of playing collegiately. You go to the University of Washington in-state. 3 years there. What was that time like for you, but specifically like realizing that dream of playing collegiate baseball?
Yeah, well, initially I started to talk to colleges around my freshman year of high school. And so it was pretty early on. I committed to the University of Washington around my sophomore year, I guess, like sophomore baseball season. And I guess from there it was kind of like I'm playing college baseball. Ended up dealing with some injuries towards the end of high school, and when I showed up to UW, it was like, wow, like everybody's good, But I played in my high school league. I played against guys like Corbin Carroll, Will Armbruster, who's currently with the Mariners organization, I think, right now. And I guess just growing up playing against really good competition. J.R. Ritchie just made his debut, Ian Ritchie Jr. And he was like a good friend of mine and former teammate of mine growing up. Just everybody that I grew up with played baseball. And at Washington for the first 3 years, I guess I had really high hopes for myself. It just didn't turn out the way I wanted it with, guys ahead of me. Everybody was good. Everybody was going to, play in the minor leagues, play in the majors. And I guess just being able to learn from those guys ahead of me gave me a knowledge of baseball from the bench. I feel like that's where a lot of my game comes from, is watching a ton of baseball.
Yeah.
Like I didn't miss a pitch when I was watching at Washington. I always was learning from other people's mistakes, learning what other people did good, and try to apply it to my game as much as possible.
So then you leave and you go to Youngstown State. What made that the right fit for you?
I knew I was going to play every day. It was one of those where I had to step out of my comfort zone a little bit and be a leader for the first time on a team that, might not have had as much talent, might not have had as much experience as I had, even though I hadn't played as much. So I was able to bring kind of a new element to the school of like, I've been at a Power 5 conference school. I've learned from guys that are playing right now in the minor leagues, in the major leagues, and I was able to sort of apply it to my game and also be a leader in the aspect of I got to show other people, that side of the game of like the game within the game, and kind of just was able to piece everything together at that point.
So you end up setting the Horizon League record for home runs with 23. You have one of the most successful seasons in the history of Youngstown State. What point during that year, you talk about a lot of leadership, but at what point during the year did you understand that it was kind of a special season?
Even in the fall when I showed up, I would say I understood like my expectation for myself. I wasn't setting as much goals as I was expectations. Right off the bat, I was in a players meeting with Coach Trevor Sharpie, who's the head coach there, and he was like, "We don't want you to be the player of the year. We expect you to be the player of the year this year. Like everybody expects you to be that guy this year for us. So, it's up to you to go out and get it." And that's exactly what I did.
Well, I think it had to have been pretty special. What do you look back on with the maybe the proudest feeling of accomplishment?
Just knowing that, I sold out for baseball. I left my full ride behind at Washington for a spot on Youngstown State's baseball team to play every day. And just kind of selling out for making this dream a reality. That was kind of what did it for me. Was I really had to push myself, work hard every day, eat the right food, get the right amount of sleep every single day. And it really just pushed myself to, I guess, a game that I didn't even know I was capable of at first.
Take me from the end of that season to February of 2026 of this year. What was that time period like for you? How were you preparing? And what were you thinking?
I mean, this off season was a grind. It was a roller coaster, from going to, being an All-American and then going undrafted. And it's like, oh, what's next? Is it going to be indie ball? Is somebody going to sign me? I knew Driveline was having a pro day showcase. And so leading into the pro day showcase, I put my best foot forward in the weight room, put my best foot forward in cages, in every sort of bit of prep work that I had, and knew that I was going to have an opportunity to play in front of scouts and play in front of guys that are going to be able to see my game. And so I grinded. It was 22 weeks, I believe. We did 6-week blocks and just made sure that I was fully ready to put my best foot forward at pro day, which in my opinion I did. So ended up getting a call from Jesse with the Rockies and made the dream into a reality.
Yeah, talk about that. What was that feeling like when once you got that call and once you finally signed?
Oh, it was amazing. I was actually out on the golf course with my dad, and we were playing golf. And I wasn't playing 2 nights, but I remember getting the call from my agent, getting the call from Jesse, that I was going to be a Rocky. And I immediately looked at my dad, and I was like, "We're going to professional baseball, dude, with the Rockies." And I just remember tearing up with him. It was a super special moment. We were on hole 8. My mom was at hole 9 eating eating food at the clubhouse. So we got to go see her, and it was just all smiles, all tears of joy. And I think I actually birdied the next 2 holes.
So it meant a lot.
Yeah. It totally did.
That's awesome. Talk about, so signing, you get your first spring training under your belt, and then you come out, and I know just listening to you talk, right? Like, you're a competitor, you want to be out there every day. How did maybe your time at the University of Washington prepare you for the first month where you weren't necessarily playing every day?
Yeah, I mean, it was just the same thing. I know how easy it is if you're not playing every day to get down or get in your head mentally. And it's just something that I've already experienced before. And I feel like I take pride in my ability to learn from the bench, or like put myself in the hitter's shoes on the bench. Like, I could watch Holiday and be like, okay, I'm going to picture myself as Ethan Holiday and walk through this at bat with him like I am him. And so it's like, you can kind of have fun little games like that with yourself, and I feel like that really, you can get better when you're not in the game. You don't have to be in the game every day to make yourself a better player every day, or simply just love the game.
I think that is words of wisdom for everybody playing baseball, right? Like, that a lot of times people feel like they have to be doing it themselves, but I think that is a great outlook and makes a lot of sense. And it seems like you have learned from that, right? Because now you're in the lineup pretty much every day. You're hitting bombs. What have you felt like has helped the most make the transition? And especially in June, where you're hitting over 300, you've had 3 home runs, you've been on a tear. What helped make that transition feel comfortable?
I would say just being aggressive in the box was kind of the thing for me. It was like 0-0 count, 1-0 count, 2-0 count, just being aggressive. Because we have a great staff here. I was just in the office with Greg Jones, our hitting coach, and he was like, "You're only swinging in hitters counts in the 8% clip right now, right?" And I was like, kind of processed that, and I was like, I'm just not being aggressive enough. So just not overthinking it too much, just going out there, being aggressive, knowing, it's their best stuff or it's my best stuff, and we'll see who comes out on top from there.
Well, I love to hear it. So we talked about how you've sold out for baseball, and you have been just kind of inundated with beginning your pro career. But what can Fresno fans, what can Rockies fans learn about you? What do you like to do? You talked about golfing. What do you like to do when you do have a down minute and an opportunity to step away from the game?
Yeah. Watch baseball. I love watching baseball. I cook a little bit of food myself. I'm big into nutrition. I also am a big music listener, and I play music too. It's a bummer I don't have my guitar down here, but
next time.
I know. Yeah. So I have a guitar, played piano growing up, and so, I just find little fidgets, I guess, just stuff to do in downtime. But I would say most of the thoughts that run through my mind on a daily basis are surrounding baseball.
All right. So Monday off day, you're watching a game on TV, anybody you can pick, you're cooking a meal, and you're listening to music at the same time. And I know you probably multitask the same way I do.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
What game, what are you cooking, and what are you listening to?
As of lately, I've been listening to a lot of I know I just missed Divorced Dad Rock Night, but it's been.
Don't everybody tell you that wasn't here.
Yeah. So I've been listening to a little bit of that rock and roll sort of early 2000s rock. I feel like it kind of puts me in a little bit of a flow state when I'm watching a baseball game. And I guess if I am watching a baseball game, I've always turned on the Yankees.
Okay.
Just like the Bronx Bombers,
All right. And what are you cooking?
Pasta.
There you go.
Pasta, ground beef, pasta, a little bit of seasonings, and maybe some raw onion.
In the Den airs every Monday, so I will see you tonight for that trio right there. That sounds great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kyle Fossum, Grizzlies outfielder, will be right back with more In the Den right after this.
He drives it way back there. It is is a glorious Tuesday. Rips it up the middle into right center field. A base strike 3. Nelson flying for 3, dives in safe. Fastball right on the inside corner, called strike 3. An opposite field home run for Holiday. And it's over the wall. The Grizzlies are victorious.
Fresno Grizzlies baseball. It happens here. You know, during games, I'm often tied to the broadcast booth, and so I don't get to walk around, although we do try to find ways to get me loose and roam around the broadcast. More on that later throughout the year. But by the time I do get out here, it's empty. So what we have been trying to do here on In the Den is bring in Riley Atherton, one of the members of our front office, as she gives you an inside look what goes on during those in-game promotions that all Grizzlies fans love.
I am out in left field or right field. I'm out in the outfield, and I am waiting for the end of the first inning because I get to ride in the back of the truck that drives around the field after the first inning, and they throw out t-shirts, and Parker's gonna be there, and Captain Grizzly. So I'm gonna take you with me on my ride around the field, and I'm so excited. So here we go.
All right, friends, with a little false alarm there, it's time for Parker to come out on this brand new Toyota Tundra pickup. And we got one question for you, Ray. Who wants a free t-shirt? Come on, Parker's trying to give these t-shirts away, but you need to get up and you need to get loud. We got G-Force showing up on the dugouts, but we're only giving shirts out to those who are loud. There you go. You gotta get up and you gotta let us know if you want one. I don't know, Parker, it's awfully quiet. Who wants the shirt? All right, friends. We need to get loud. Now let's keep this energy going and let's go Grizzlies!
Now Hit trying to do the same thing. 1-2. Fossum ropes it. Left field corner. This one's deep. This one's gone! Fossum stays hot with his third home run in the last 3 games. He goes out into the Visalia bullpen, and the Grizzlies pull within 2. It is 5-3. 105 miles an hour off the bat. The 4th homer of the year for Fossum.
2 runs. 2 driven in. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Alperia down on strikes here. 1 away. 4 strikeouts. Swing and a miss down in the dirt. Klein will tag out Dix to end the defensive play of the week so far as the payoff waved and missed. 1 away. When the best need their round. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Aledo's down on strikes. Rawhide off to a great start on this Wednesday night. 1-1. Lifted into right center. This ball falling quickly. Fossum dives and makes the catch.
Despite losing some steam over the last 3.5 weeks, the Fresno Grizzlies are still mathematically alive in the first half with a chance to win the North Division. But it starts tonight as they have to fend off the Visalia Rawhide. The 0-1 pitch, and this is dribbled up the middle and through into center field. Ashley Andahar continues to swing it well. Big turnaround first, and it is a 1-out knock for the 18-year-old shortstop. 1-0 from Gregerson, and Thatch rips it down the first baseline. Fair it into the corner. Andahar will race around second. Thatch digging for 2. Throws going towards second. Relay throw will go to second late, and Thatch slides in with a double. And the Grizzlies with a couple of hits here in the first inning. Ivan Gregerson in the rawhide, 2-0 pitch. And this is shot into left field, a base hit. That will be the lead. Andahar scores. Thatch being waved around. Throw from De La Cruz way ahead of Thatch. Tag from Luciano is in time, and they get the out. 1-2 pitch. And this is grounded up the middle. Andahar will get the hop at second. Steps on the bag for one. Throws to first. Double play. Exactly what Griff Hughes and the Grizzlies were looking for. 1-2 pitch, and Brito lines it into left field. Big hole on the left side. That scores Reyes. Andahar to second. Roldy Brito drives in a run. And Fresno continuing the merry-go-round. 1-0 pitch. Check swing, bounce back to his Clausen, gets the out there. Mendez throws the first double play. Josefa had clipped Mendez. Close it out against a team that has been good at comebacks. 1-2, skied into center field, charging in Brito. Brito with the slide and a catch. And a pose after as Roldy Brito slid feet first, sprinting into right center field. Payoff pitch. And swung on and missed. And Crooks strikes out Perez for out number 2. Crooks kicks in, deals. Blanco swing and a miss. Strike 3. It's a glorious Thursday night. The Grizzlies are victorious in Visalia, and Fresno wins this one 7-5. 1-2 pitch, and he starts this one with a K as well. J.D. Dix goes down swinging for out number 1. 1-2 pitch, and it's a fastball right there, called strike 3. And Angel Jimenez has struck out each of the first 2 that he has faced. 0-2 from Jimenez, and a fastball swung on to miss for strike 3. Angel with his 3rd K already. Fell's first pitch, and Fossum drives this one deep right center field. No doubt about it. Palakaye, second grand slam in a week for Fossum. What an inning for the Grizzlies DH. He started the big frame, and he puts the exclamation mark on it. A 2-hit inning for Fossum, and he is on fire right now. 1-1 pitch to Alejos, and this is grounded to a short. Andahar gloves it, flips the second for 1. Mendez, plenty of time for the turn and the double play. He drives one into the right center field gap. Long run for Alpuria. He's looking at the wall, and it bounces off the red sign and is fumbled around in center field. Andahar going around second. Senza's relay is late. Head first dive from Andahar into third base with a 1-out triple. Back into the lineup is Roldy. Switch hitter batting left-handed. He bounces one through the right side into right field. In to score is Andahar, and the Grizzlies picking up where they left off last night. An early run, and Fresno has now scored in 5 straight innings. The 1-2 to Mendez, and he rakes this deep right field. No doubt about it. Palakaye over the Grizzlies bullpen, over the family deck, and way out of here as Luis Mendez hits his first home run of 2026. And all for strike 3. But that will be the end for Cole. 5 1/3, and he'll exit with a 5-1. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball popped up on the mound. Van Sickle will give way. It's Andahar who catches it, and it's a glorious Sunday night. The Grizzlies are victorious. They beat Visalia 5-1.
This Friday, the Fresno Grizzlies are taking on another alter ego, which is the Fresno Tigers. We're playing as the Tigers for one night, as well as doing a hat giveaway of the Fresno Tigers. The Fresno Tigers were a West Coast Negro League team that played in Fresno back in 1946. The Tigers were one of 6 teams that made up the league back in the day, so we're really proud of them and want to play as them for the night. Fans will see the Grizzlies wearing the Tigers jerseys as well as receiving the Tigers hat at the gates on the night for the first 1,500 fans, as well as a post-game fireworks show. We also have tons of merch and hats and jerseys and stuff that represent the Tigers legacy in the team store that will be sold on that night. So go Fresno Tigers. But don't worry, Parker and his friends and the mini Parkers will still be here. So, we really want you to come on Friday and celebrate the Fresno Tigers with us. Go Grizzlies!
Well, if the saying, it's not how you start, it's how you finish, bears true, the Grizzlies finished the series in Visalia with a series split, winning the last 2 games, and they will finish the first half, thanks to those 2 wins, in second place in the North Division of the California League. So now on Friday of this series, the Grizzlies are going to start the second half, and they will look to get off on the right foot as they play 3 more against Inland Empire, but they finished the first half with 3 games this week against the Seattle Mariners affiliate on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Can't wait to see you out, and we're going to finish this episode of In the Den by telling you to come out this week. It's going to be a great week at the ballpark. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is the end of the first half against the Inland Empire 66ers. The Grizzlies will have Austin Newton on the mound on Tuesday night, and then Brady Parker on Wednesday as the series kicks off. 6:50 starts Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday is our Fresno Tigers tribute night. It'll be a 7:05 first pitch from Chukchansi Park, and the start of the second half when the Grizzlies and the Inland Empire 66ers look to get off to a good start. It's going to be a great week at the ballpark. Can't wait to see you. Saturday will also be a big night, as it will be the unofficial host city night, talking World Cup, talking international soccer. We'll have some sort of crossover and mix-up in that Saturday night game. We'll also be on CBS, and so can't wait to have you for that one, a 6:50 start. And then we'll be back on Sunday for Father's Day. What better way to celebrate with Dad than catch on the field and a 5:05 first pitch from Chukchansi Park. It's going to be a great week at the ballpark. Can't wait to see you out. I want to thank Kyle Fossum for taking time out and sitting down, allowing us to get to know him and his journey a little bit better. And I want to thank Riley Atherton, our special correspondent. For the Fresno Grizzlies, I'm Tim Slack. Thanks for watching this episode of In the Den.